So let's take a closer look at some other ways to use sum notation. So we've already seen a single term. So let's say I equals 1 to, let's just do to 3 of xi would be x1 plus x2 plus x3. What if it looks like this? What if it looks like I equals 1 to 3 of xi minus, let's say, 7? Everything to the right of the sum will be included in the term. This is going to equal x1 minus 7 plus x2 minus 7 plus x3 minus 7. Now this can get tricky because this same thing here, write it up here, may also be written I equals 1 to 3 of, oops, I messed that up. Pretend this is an x. xi minus 7. So I don't have parentheses here, but it's still to the right of the sigma, which means that it's still going to be written like this. x1 minus 7 plus x2 minus 7 plus x3 minus 7. Now I should note that it doesn't necessarily have to be I. You may also see, let's use j equals 1 to 4 of xj would equal x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4. Let's do another one. It's a little bit different. We could also start from 0. I0 to, let's do 3 of, let's do yi would equal y0 plus y1 plus y2 plus y3. Now, this one is just a quick check. So let's say we do I equals 1 to 3 of xi minus 7 times yj. Now, we only use this I, this number 1 to 3, for subscript I. This y has a subscript j, and that was not specified in my sigma. So this is going to equal x1 minus 7 times yj. Yj is just going to stay the same. We assume that this is some variable. I don't know, maybe yj is equal to 5 or something like that. Plus x2 minus 7 times yj plus x3 minus 7 times yj. And then just maybe yj equals 5 or something like that. Okay, so let's look at I equals 1 to 3 of xi times yi. So these both have a subscript of I now, and they're going to increment together. This will be x1 times y1 plus x2 times y2 plus x3 times y3. We see that this is the first term, and they both have a 1. These both have 2, and these both have 3. Now again, it's everything to the right of the sum, unless it is specified to be within another. Let's do 4. So let's do xi minus 7. But we're going to put this whole thing in a parentheses, and then do this times, let's say, 5. So now I'm going to do the 5 at the very end, multiply by 5 at the very end. So what this is going to look like is I'll keep those big old parentheses here. x1 minus 7 plus x2 minus 7 plus x3 minus 7, whoops, plus x4 minus 7, and then this whole thing times 5. So those are some other ways that you might see sigma notation.